The Aramaic and Palestinian Targum, Leviticus chapter 26. You shall not make to you idols or images, nor erect for you statutes to worship, neither a figured stone shall ye place in your land to bow yourselves toward it. Nevertheless, a pavement sculptured with imagery you may set on the spot of your sanctuary, but not to worship it. I am the Lord your God. The days of my Sabbaths you shall keep, and walk to the house of my sanctuary in my fear. I am the Lord. If you will go forward in the statutes of my law, and keep the orders of my judgments, and perform them, then I will give you the rains for your lands in your seasons, the early and the late. And the land shall yield the fruits of increase, and the tree on the face of the field shall be prosperous in its fruit. And with you the threshing shall reach to the vintage, and the vintage unto the springing of the seed. And you shall eat your bread and be satisfied, and dwell securely in your land. And I will give peace in the land of Yasharel, that you may repose, and there be none to disturb. And I will make the power of the wild beasts to cease from the land of Israel, and the unsheatherer of the sword shall not pass through your land. And you shall chase your adversaries, and they will fall before you, broken with the sword. And 5 of you will chase 100, and 100 of you put a myriad to flight. And your adversaries shall fall before you, broken with the sword. For I will turn from the wages of the Gentiles to fulfill to you the recompense of your good works, and I will strengthen you and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. And you shall eat the old that is old without having the cornworm, and the old from before the new produce shall you turn out of your barns. And I will set the Shekinah of my glory among you, and my word shall not abhor you, but the glory of my Shekinah shall dwell among you, and my word shall be to you for a redeeming God. And ye shall be unto my name for a holy people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out, redeemed from the land of Mitzrayim, that you should not be bondmen to them, and break the yoke of their bondage from off you, and brought you out from among them, the children of liberty, and set you forth with an erect stature. But if you will be unwilling to hear the instructions of the doctrine of my law, and to perform all these precepts with your free choice, and if you despise my statutes and hate in your soul the orders of my judgments, to do not all my precepts, but your purpose be to abolish my covenant, this also will I do to you. I will draw out amongst you the smiting pestilence, the flame and the fever, to consume your eyes and to exhaust life. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for it shall not spring up, and that which groweth of itself shall your enemies devour. And I will appoint a reverse to your affairs, and ye shall be broken before your foes, and they who hate you shall rule over you, and ye shall flee when no one pursueth you. And if after these chastisements you be not willing to obey the doctrines of my law, I will add to punish you with the 7 plagues, for the 7 transgressions with which ye have sinned before me. And I will break down the glory of your strength of your sanctuary, and will make the heavens above you obdurate as iron. to yield no moisture, nor send you dew nor rain, and the ground beneath you be like brass to put forth, only to destroy its fruit. And your strength shall be consumed in vain, and your land shall not yield what you bestow upon it. And the tree upon the face of the field shall drop its fruit. And if ye shall walk perversely with me, and will not hearken to the doctrine of my law, I will add to bring upon you 7 plagues for the 7 transgressions with which ye have sinned before me, and I will send against you the strength of the wild beasts, to make you childless, and to destroy your cattle without, and to diminish you within, and your highways shall be desolate. And if by these chastisements ye will not be corrected before me, but will walk before me perversely, I will myself also remember you adversely in the world, and will destroy you, even I, with 7 plagues for 7 transgressions with which ye have sinned before me. And I will bring against you a people unsheathing the sword to take revengeance upon you, for that you will have abolished my covenant. And when you are gathered together from the wilderness into your cities, I will send the pestilence among you, or devour you to die by the hand of your adversaries. And when I shall have broken for you the staff of all the substance of food, then 10 women may bake your bread in one oven on account of its scarcity, and measure and divide it to you, diminishing in weight, and you will eat and not be satisfied. But if by no one correction ye will hearken to the instruction of my law, but will walk perversely before me, I will also remember your adversely in the world, and will chastise you, even I, with 7 plagues for the 7 transgressions for which ye have sinned before me. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters. Moloch the prophet hath said, Moshe the prophet hath said, how heavy will have been the guilt, and how bitter those sins that caused our fathers to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, because they kept not the commandments of the law. And I will destroy your high places, and overthrow your diviners and your enchanters, and your carcasses will I cast away with the carcasses of your idols, and my word shall abhor you. And I will make your cities desert places, and desolate your sanctuary. Nor will I receive with acceptance the odour of your obligations. And I, even I, will lay your country waste, that the spirit of quietness may not be upon it, so that your enemies who will dwell in it shall be confounded. And you will I disperse among the nations, for I will stir up against you a people who draw the sword, and your countries shall be devastated, and your cities be solitary. Behold, then shall the land enjoy the years of its Sabbaths, all the days that it is forsaken of you, and you are wanderers in the land of your enemies. All the days that it is forsaken by you it shall rest, because it was not at rest in the years of the times for repose, when you were dwellers upon it. So that's just talking about the every 7 years to rest, and then the Jubilees. So they didn't do it. So do you remember with the Babylonian captivity, how they came in? And all these things happened. All of these things did happen. It talks about in the book of Jeremiah and Isaiah and Ezra. So this word was fulfilled then. I'll keep reading. And unto those of you who remain, Well, actually, at that time, too, of the Babylonian captivity, that's when Israel, which was the 10 tribes, predominantly, went over the Caucasus Mountains and into Europe, and that's when he scattered them amongst all the nations at that time, which was quite early on when they were in the land of Israel. Okay, I'll read on. And unto those of you who remain will I bring brokenness of their hearts in the land of their enemies, and the sound of a leaf falling from the tree shall put them to flight, and they shall flee as those who flee from the sword, and fall while no man pursueth. And they shall thrust each man his brother, as before them who drew the sword, though none pursue. And ye shall have no power of resistance to stand before your adversaries. And you shall perish among the nations, and be consumed with pestilence in the land of your enemies. And those who remain of you shall fail for their sins in the land of your enemies, and also for the evil sin of your fathers, which they held fast in their hands. Like them shall they melt away. But when in the hour of their need they shall confess their sins and the sins of their fathers, with their falseness with which they have acted falsely against my word, and that they have acted forwardly also with me, so that I have remembered them adversely in the world, and brought them into captivity in the land of their enemies. Behold, then will their proud heart have been broken, and they will make confession for their sins. And I will remember in mercy the covenant which I confirmed with Jacob at Bethel, and the covenant which I covenanted with Isaac at Mount Moriah, and the covenant which I covenanted with Abraham between the divided portions. I will remember, and the land of Israel will I remember in mercy. But the land shall first be relinquished and forsaken you, and enjoy the repose of her remissions all the days that it shall be deserted by you. And they will receive retribution for their sins. Curses instead of blessings will come upon them, measure for measure, because they shunned the orders of judgments, and their souls revolted from the covenant of my law. Yes, for all this I will have mercy upon them by my word, when they are captives in the land of their enemies. I will not spurn them away in the kingdom of Babel, nor shall my word abhor them in the kingdom of Madai, to destroy them in the kingdom of Javan, or to abolish my covenant with them in the kingdom of Edom. For I am the Lord in the days of Gog. And the Jerusalem text says, and I will remember in mercy the covenant which I established with Jacob at Bethel, and the covenant which I confirmed with Isaac at Mount Moriah, and the covenant I confirmed with Abraham between the divided parts. I will remember in mercy. In the land of Israel will I remember in mercy. Yet the land shall be forsaken by you, and shall enjoy the repose of her remissions and times, all the days that she is deserted of you. And they shall be broken for their sins, with measure for measure, the orders for orders, because they spurned the order of my judgments. Yet for this, when dwellers in the land of the enemies, I will not spurn them away in the kingdom of Babel, nor abhor them in the kingdom of Madai, nor destroy them in the kingdom of Javan, which is Greece, to abolish my covenant with them in the kingdom of Edom. For he will be the Lord your God in the days of Gog. And I will remember with them the covenant which I confirmed before me with their fathers in the time that I brought them out, redeemed from the land of Mizraim, when all the nations beheld all the mighty acts which I wrought for them, that I might be their God, I, the Lord. These are the statutes and the orders of the judgments and decrees of the law, which the Lord appointed between his word and the sons of Yasharel of Israel in the mountain of Sinai by the hand of Moshe. And that's the end of the reading. And in Deuteronomy, he expands upon this with the blessings and the curses. You obey, you'll be blessed. If you disobey, you'll be cursed. But you see, they didn't obey. It wasn't long before that, when they came into the land, actually even before the Babylonian captivity, in the time of the judges, they dispersed and went north. So, yeah, it's Israel has never really been loyal. There's always just been a little remnant that have been. But it's wonderful to see at the end, even in the land of Babel, he will remember the covenant with our fathers, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. And that's our fathers. So he doesn't forget. But sometimes we might need to remind him. But anyway, blessed be his name.